So usually we are doing content about Vienna, but in this limited series, I want to take you to a completely different place. Welcome to Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya. This is East Africa's largest economy. It's also Africa's smartest city alongside Cape Town. It's the green city under the sun and also a home to a people who are so resilient, industrious, progressive, entrepreneurial, young, friendly, optimistic, just to name but a few. Nairobi was recently voted the best city in Africa for expatriates to work in. Welcome to Africa. Karibu Kenya. Welcome home. Nairobi, hakuna matata. In this limited series that we are calling Urlaub in Africa, we have lined up several episodes that are going to show you just a glimpse of the vastness of this astonishingly beautiful country of Kenya. And in today's episode, here is what you can expect. We're going to drive you through a Kenyan neighborhood right next to the city center. That's the Ngara estate. We call this the Juakali sector. Mainly, that means Juakali means the hot sun. These are like residential buildings.
Government houses, and they are sold at cheaper price.
And then we'll take a tour of Kenya's biggest handmade market, Kariokor Market. This market will blow your minds. This is where they are doing the stitching. Wow. Kako wapi? Sema blue yesu? I know that's going to be very interesting. And so, let's get started. So what we are looking at right now, we are leaving the city center, and this is one of the proximal residential estates that is growing up very fast. This is Ngara Estate. Now here you will find people living here, but it's growing a lot. I'm going to link up African Traveler video where he really showed a lot of this Ngara area, if you're interested to see that. So if you're coming to visit Nairobi and you do not want to spend a lot of money but want to live somewhere near the city, Ngara is your place. There are some really nice apartments here, Airbnb, and some nice hotels. That is if you want to do budget travel. But generally speaking, Nairobi is a very expensive city. Don't come with little money. If you want to support economy in Kenya, I would say come for a holiday and pay a lot of money and move slowly. Here, the time concept in Kenya or in Africa generally is not the same as out there in the cold part of the world. Here we have a lot of daylight, 365 days a year. We have daylight of 18 hours a day, 18, 16, not less. So this is the Ngara area. Sindio? Yes. Now we are looking at Pangani area. We've left Ngara. These particular buildings, they are selling the apartments in this moment. Yeah, and a lot of international interests. People are interested in Nairobi because it's such a business hub for East and Central Africa. And Nairobi is one of the strongest growing economies here in Africa. So it's a nice idea. If you're thinking about investing in Africa, the best way to support Africa is not to send aid. The best way to support Africa is to do business with Africa. So Pangani and Ngara, I would say they are mostly, you find a lot of Asian communities here, right? Yeah, for sure there is a lot of Kenyans, not Kenyans, African community. But compared to other residential areas, the Asian community is quite big here. And also you will find that this Asian community was brought here by the British during the colonial times to work as workers. And of course they have lived here because this is their home. So they are Kenyans, the Kenyan Asians, if I would say that. So this is Pangani. Ngara. We're back to Ngara. We are back in Ngara. A lot of businesses you'll find that are held, a lot of people put their businesses outdoors, mostly because it's possible. Throughout the year, it's possible to be outside, outdoors all day because of the favorable weather here. Our winters are not harsh. During the cold seasons, we have, like, our cold season is as short as the summer in Austria. So that means we have like only 2 months of very cold, and very cold would be maybe about 14 degrees, which means you can still be outdoors and doing stuff, just warmly dressed, and that's it. And so you see, majority of the businesses are outdoors, and people are generally outdoors. Someone said, oh, Kenyans love being outdoors. I think because it's possible. And you see, we call this the Juakali sector. Mainly, that means Juakali means the hot sun. And that generally means that it's the informal sector, which is quite big here. Majority of the people you see businesses here, can we say are they paying taxes? No, they're not paying taxes. So the majority, the biggest business sector, which is the informal, they're not really paying taxes, which I think is costly for the economy, right? It's very costly for the economy. Yeah?
They don't have license.
It's possible to have a business and not be registered, right? For a long time. Yeah.
Most of the informal sectors are not registered.
Most of the informal sectors is not registered, so the government loses a lot of revenue from that. And anyway, I don't know if they are making enough money to even pay taxes. Do you think? No. Not enough. So, yeah. So in my opinion, I think if the informal sector is strengthened, then you can be able to raise the standard of living of majority of the people. Look at these buildings. What are these buildings? These are like residential buildings. Huh?
Government houses. They are sold at cheaper price.
These are the government housing, but are sold at very cheap price. And do you know what is the criteria? How can one get to buy? Or there's no criteria?
You register. You deposit a certain amount.
Yes.
And then the rest of the balance you pay
in installments.
But within a very long period of time.
Within a long period of time. But how do they stop, like someone who has a lot of money being the ones that are owning?
That's the biggest challenge.
That's the biggest challenge.
Find someone owning their whole apartment.
Yeah.
Block.
Yeah, so that can be the challenge.
But I think you cannot, if you take a 3-bedroom, you cannot pick any other
You cannot rent it out.
You can rent it out, but you are not supposed to take like 2 bedrooms and a 3 bedroom. You just pick one. It's
One,
two
okay,
bedroom,
okay.
and that's all.
And that's all. So are we in Juja Road or something?
No.
What is this place?
West Coast Road.
This is Rescos Road.
Park Road.
Park Road, okay. So you can see how different this area is from the city center. There's a lot is going on here. So this is still Ngara. Tumetoka Ngara.
We are heading to Kariokor.
So now when you take this
part of
turn,
Kariokor.
we are going to be in Kariokor. And I heard that Kariokor was carrier corps. So so there used to be carrier corps here. And so the locals just called it Kariokor. That's how it gained its name. And so I think when you go up here, you will now get to the city center, to Ronald Gala, right? Yeah. So this is what we call Nairobi downtown, just because we feel like it's down. So this is the Kariokor Market. Here we have arrived. We just need to go and find a nice place to get off. This market will blow your minds. This market will really blow your mind. Look at the matatus. This is our matatus here. Very a lot of graffiti, beautiful graffiti. So this is a Kariokor Market. And so you can see the city still in the horizon there. You are able to see it. So here we are at Kariokor Market. See you in a bit. Okay. So here we are in Kariokor Market. We are just going to go straight to where we need to go because we don't have time. And during that, we'll hopefully show you. Was it here? Yep. Yeah, we just go in here. I think if I call this the biggest handmade market, I will not be wrong. So just a bit of information about the Kariokor Market. It is the Handcrafts and Jewellery Hub of Kenya. Yeah. So I think I'll just wear my mask. I was here, but we first go to this lady. Yeah, we are coming back. Oh, yeah. And so Kariokor Market is renowned for its unique African jewelry, curios, deco items, leather goods, and also fabrics. I think you can tell I'm holding a camera. The market has over 200 stalls where one can purchase various items at a wholesale price or even retail price, and also both for local and international consumption. So you find a lot of people here selling or importing these goods out there. This is what I got. Very nice. And I have a really nice lady who's making them. Handmade. Cindy, this is handmade. Yes, okay. With love. Uingie kwa nini video, Cindy? Please say something to introduce.
I'm Grace.
Yes.
This is Gracie K Footwear. This is where we make this beautiful handwork piece or sandals.
Yes.
Yes.
And you can find her on Instagram at
Footwear.
Grace K. Gracie K Footwear.
Yes.
Okay.
Both Instagram and Facebook.
Facebook. Okay, sawa. Asante. So if you know any of these Kariokor markets you see in Nairobi, you see even outside of Nairobi, within the country and also outside the country, this emanates from this particular cluster. So it's quite big. Okay. Give him way. Yes. Okay. Oh, sorry. So, that was interesting. Let me know if you've been to the Kariokor Market. Huh? We can stand here. Let me know if you've been to this market. Okay, let's go to the next place. The open air market also houses local textile and garment industries. And this is very crucial in the industrialization and the nation branding because this Kariokor market makes Kenya's second largest manufacturing industry after food processing. So these are the baskets area? We are really looking at something really big here. Can we go inside here? There is also a leather cluster, which not sure we're going to get to in this particular video, but just for your information, there is a leather cluster, which is the biggest producer of leather products by the small to medium enterprises here in the country, and also in Eastern Africa. So you may want to know that the market has been undergoing a facelift after the Nairobi government signed a deal with the Kenya Leather Development Council. Is it?
Yeah.
So before the renovation, the old Kariokor accommodated about 1,000 traders. So of course, right now, the market is expected to grow to accommodate at least 10,000 workers here in the next 3 years. One of the things that was mentioned to us, we were invited in, one of the guys introduced this particular market and said, this is a Kamba nation. So my fellow Kenyans, let me know, what do you think this person meant? There are lots and lots of Kamba speaking people here and also other particular Other tribes, the Kenyan tribes are also represented here, but it's quite interesting and very significant number of Kambas here. And if you know, coming from the history of, coming from our traditions, the Kamba people are known to be very good with handcraft things. So a lot of the products that you see coming out of the Maasai market or the curio or the handmade stuff is actually coming from a lot of skill and prowess from the Kamba community. But it's quite interesting how significant the Kamba community is in this trade. Ninyi mnatengeneza? Wapi unatengeza wapi? Pale. Hii ni wewe unatengeneza? The revamped market will be installed with the latest technological equipment expected to aid in the manufacture of quality shoes and also quality leather products. So I think we can go now.
Okay.
Look at this bangles here.
You get the bag for you? You get this one?
Yes, let's get this one. Yes, we found it. One that you make the kiondos with. This. It's like actual hair braids. This is where they are doing the stitching. Wow. Kako wapi? Save blue, yesu? You see this bakora? Hapana, tunataka hiyo blue ingine iko na pa. Ni sawa basi. Hapana, tulikuwa tunataka shuka.
Na kitu ingine?
Pole.
Na beach wrap?
Karibu. Hii ni pesa ngapi? Hii ni pesa ngapi? Hii ni pesa ngapi?
Ni 1,000 lakini nitakuzia 800.
Wewe unaniuzia ni kama uko nini retail?
Mimi siwezi kubali. 800 utachukua?
Hapana, acha tu.
Kwani unataka?
Hii nilikuwa nichukue na 500. 500?
Hata mimi sijapata.
Umepata na ngapi? Umepata na ngapi?
Utapata 750. Angalau nijirudishie tu ile nimechukua.
Hapana, hiyo iko juu bado. Iko juu. Would you like this one?
750 iko juu.
We have, okay. Hakuna shida, sawa. Let's just go. So we leave now, yeah? So here you find people who are actually making these things. So as this, you know that Kenya is big on the branding, the nation branding. You will notice that there is a lot of directives towards made in Kenya, attires given to the government officials. Local content procurement is also another welcome boost for this particular sector. So we haven't even been to the whole market, but you can see how much there is, you know. So this is quite a hectic place. You find that most of the time people here are buying wholesale, and then you can find these things conveniently in Maasai Market in the city center or in just different shops. So if you're visiting Kenya, it's up to you to decide, do you want to come here? Do you want to come out here in this bustle and hustle, or will you just go to a convenient place in the malls and buy from there? So I think I'm going to end this video at this point. I hope you've enjoyed Let me wear a mask like a real Kenyan. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this lovely tour of my city. We are not, oh, it's coming here. Let's just go inside. Yeah, I really hope that you've enjoyed this lovely tour of Nairobi city, and I've brought you a bit to the estates here, or to this handmade or craft market. It's the biggest here, and yeah, you've seen the city. There are still other parts of the city we've not been to. We've not been to the city park, which we call Uhuru Park. We've not been to the parks, and the gardens are very beautiful. And so I'm going to, if you're interested in content from Kenya and to see what's going on here in Kenya, I have my favorite YouTubers here who are doing an amazing job showing the city of Nairobi and also the country. That would be African Traveler, and also you can check out African Tigress. Definitely check these two, African Traveler and African Tigress. Amazing YouTubers. Wademaya is also doing a lot of content. His content is basically trying to motivate people, African diaspora, to come back to Africa and rebuild Africa. And also there is another YouTuber. I know this is a media, Champs Media. Alex Chamwada is actually a journalist, so check out Alex Chamwada. He's also featuring a lot of Kenyans who are living abroad. And actually one of my segments, Daring Locally, I borrowed the idea from his Daring Abroad segment. So check him out, Alex Chamwada, African Traveler, African Tigress, Wademaya. Am I forgetting someone else? Also check out Sabbatical. He's an American who has mastered the art of charming Africans around Africa. Check out his content, Sabbatical. And I think that's about all that the people that can come to mind. I hope that's enjoyable. And until then, tschüss, wiedersehen, kwaheri. In the next episode in this series of Urlaub in Africa, we're going to drive you back to the city center through one of the busiest parts of the city. And in this part of the city, you will find a lot of city vendors who are actually standing on illegal spots, and you most likely see unending battles between the city council officials and the city vendors. And then we'll take you to the Kenya International Conference Center, where we will go all the way up and see the city from above, something that most Nairobians actually haven't done. So you probably are going to see it before many of the city dwellers. So if that sounds interesting, then subscribe to the channel and see you in the next episode.